Hi, bestie. My name is Tricia Heals. I'm your psychic bestie, and you're listening to your Psychic Bestie Hotline. I say this every episode, and I'll say it again. I am so excited to record this and have you all here. If you're new, welcome. My name is Tricia Heals. I'm your psychic bestie, but I'm also a Reiki master, yoga teacher, sign language interpreter, coach. I love having one-on-one sessions and channeling for you. And something that is actually relevant right now, I bought Teresa Caputo tickets to go with my mom. About a year ago, I started my journey of healing my inner child. I have a whole episode about that. But one thing I realized is that I had such a passion for all things spirituality, like Teresa Caputo. When I was younger, I watched every single episode. She's from Long Island. I'm from Long Island. It just shows that the passions that you had when you were a kid are still deep down inside of you. And I am so lucky that now this is my job. I've learned how to use my gifts and abilities because I truly believe every person listening to this does have the same gifts as me. We can all do this. It's just that I put the work in to learn how to communicate, and I would love to help you. I'm here for you. If you ever have questions or would want to meet one-on-one, my email is tricia.heals1@gmail.com, but you can also click the Calendly link below or Google me. It will all come up, and I'm so excited for you because if you clicked on this episode, you are definitely curious on all things psychic, bestie advice, but also spirituality. I'm just proud of you that you clicked onto this episode. I just saw my sign 1 for 3. I love you. And all of your angels are already stepping forward. It's like they're waiting outside and I just opened the door for them. They're all coming into this episode. So just know that if you are missing your loved one, they are so, so, so happy that you're here right now, and you'll hear something that they wanted you to hear. Just know there are no coincidences. Everything is divine, and right now you are meant to be in this Trisha Heals community. So buckle up, enjoy the ride. Let's get started. 222, you're on the right path. There are so many directions that I could take this podcast episode, and right now it is definitely spirit led. I have some things outlined, but I really want this to resonate with you. So, the person listening to this, I am talking to you. I am so happy that you clicked on the episode because it shows that you're serious about growth. Everyone has free will. We can all make our life just seem boring, I guess. But why would you want to do that? You are so unique, you're so special, and you have so much to offer the world. And I bet right now you have something on your mind, something that makes you excited. And if you haven't been thinking about it yet, think back to when you were a little kid. What did you like doing? Maybe you played soccer and then you stopped. You can find an adult soccer league and reignite that passion that's inside of you. They are saying that there is so much potential. So, I'm talking to you, the person listening to this. You have so much potential, and right now, they are saying that you're not using all of your potential. I say that in the most loving way, and honestly, it's a channeled message. It's coming from them. This is your sign to do things that make you happy. If you have been debating if you should sign up for the gym or do something that isn't in your day-to-day norm, this is your sign to go ahead and do it. It is April of 2026. Maybe you're listening to this in the future, but for the people listening to it right now, there's a full moon. It is beautiful. And what I'm hearing is shoot for the stars, go to the moon just like they are right now. There's actually astronauts traveling to the moon as I'm recording this. And they want all of us to think like that. We can do things that people have not done before because we are so strong. You are so strong, so special, and you have so many gifts and abilities, no matter what that is to you. Today, our angels are showing me my fingerprint. The lines on my hands today just caught my attention because I could see every single line. And right now, you could even look at your own hand and just acknowledge all of the lines that make your hand who you are. And I was thinking about it. How is it possible that we all have a different fingerprint? And I think that message also goes for all of our life experiences, all of the people in our life, all of the different opportunities that you have had. No one else has lived every second that you have. So for this episode, I hope that you can think about how rare you are, Everyone has their own life story, and I can't wait to meet all of you because your story is so special. And maybe the people in your life don't hype you up enough, or maybe you haven't found the right person that you're meant to spend this lifetime alongside with. In order to do that, they're saying that we have to love ourselves first. You have to picture that your life is a book or a movie. Would you buy your book? Would you be excited reading it, or would you think it's boring? Would you watch the movie? Would you have your mouth open and wait to see what happens next? You want it to be exciting, and right now you are the author, the director of the movie. You're the main character. You're the person that has to watch this movie and this book unfold. So I hope that you go throughout your day and even your week, your month, your year, your lifetime, remembering that you are the main character, but you also have to write the whole script. The whole film is in your hands. No one else can control how you write your story. That has been huge for me. The past 2 weeks, I have been living by that, where I can rewrite my story. So, for example, maybe there's someone in your life that you can't stand. It could be a family member, a friend, a coworker, boss, anyone. Picture that person right now. You can see what they look like. I bet you might have just cringed and your face changed when you thought of that one person that you can't stand. But you have the power to rewrite your story with them. Of course, always keep your boundaries. I'm not saying be best friends with them. That is not the advice I'm giving, but rewrite the story. I think when we flip the perspective and say to ourselves, this person that I can't stand is also living a human experience and it's hard. Maybe they have treated you poorly, but look around them and see who has treated them poorly as well. And again, it doesn't justify them in your space acting that way, but it gives you more compassion when you look at them. Something else that I've been thinking about, and I talked about it with my mentor, she shared a really good perspective of thanking the person for whatever they do. Not to their face, but in your head. Flip the story and say, I'm thankful that they did that because it shows me my morals, or I'm thankful that this person did X, Y, and Z. Maybe someone cut you off, you don't even know them. You're thankful that you have a great car and you could hit the brakes because that person was in a rush. And you're thankful that you are not in a rush and your nervous system is calm. Whatever that is. And the car is a perfect example because I feel like a lot of us can relate to that. Back to your family member, your friend, your coworker, whoever that person is, picture them again and try to have compassion for them. They are also living on this earth. There is chaos, and that's normal. We're not supposed to live robotic lives where everything is perfect. We should not have rainbows and butterflies every day. And I know it can be annoying. Think about it. If everything was perfect, everything was happy, wouldn't you feel so bored? If there weren't opposites like the sun and the moon, imagine it was daylight all the time. We wouldn't have birds because they couldn't sleep if they were always flying around 24/7. But then the opposite, Alaska, it's pitch black in some places in Alaska. That sounds awful. So, with the sun and the moon, again, the moon is coming up. Think about everything like that. We need multiple forms of different things so that we can appreciate the things that we like. I hired a personal trainer for the gym today. It was my first session. And one thing he said was after the first few sessions, he wants me to tell him which exercises I liked at each machine because he was saying the more that you like it, the more you'll want to come and do your workouts. And that really makes sense. We have to test out different things, kind of like dating. You have to figure out who you don't get along with so that way you know and you appreciate when you find the right person. And they're bringing me back to your boss. Maybe you have to try a different type of position in your company to find the right boss that is a good match for you. Everything is just trial and error. And once you keep trying and you find things you don't like, send love to the things that you don't like because it's making you appreciate the future even more. So this is to my future husband. I am so grateful that you will not be like the other people in my past. And apply that to anything, all of you. Whatever you want right now, think about the hard things that you have gone through. Thank God you have gone through such hard things so that you can enjoy when things are peaceful, when you feel happy. It is so much better because you know how bad it has gotten, or how sad you have felt, or the pain that your body has felt. No matter what that is for you, at least you got through it, and it's only going up from here. Hi, beautiful bestie. It is 10 days after I recorded that last part. I am so happy that I have now made this my full-time job, so you'll definitely hear me on a regular schedule. I will post on Tuesdays. Right now it's the weekend and I'm recording and I'm excited to edit for you. But I also wanted to take this full circle, and a book that I've been talking about in the past few episodes, I've been reading it on and off for months now, is called Spirit Babies: How to Communicate with the Child You're Meant to Have. Ooh, and right when I said that, I can feel the orbs circling me. So just know that your angels literally are surrounding you right now. Maybe you felt an itch on your body, where you got chills, a warmth feeling. Just know that that is real. And even today, I'll always say when my ear pops, when I'm talking to my family or friends, I'll say, my ear popped for confirmation. And my sister, who is more skeptical, was like, is your ear okay? And I laugh at that because I know that it only pops when something is true. If I say the sky is blue, it will pop. If I say something that's not true, it will not pop for confirmation. So you just have to find the things that you can use to communicate with spirit. Okay, they're also bringing my attention to the time it says 111, but across my room I have a new tote bag from Barnes& and Noble. This is your sign to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, I guess, because I have such a system of ordering my books. Oh my god, and it's such a synchronicity. I was about to talk about the book. Now they're bringing my attention to a bag of books, it says. I had a reading with my mentor, and at the end, I was saying that I'm letting go and trusting the universe. One thing we talked about is that things in the future are none of our business right now. Whatever that is for you, think about something that you really want in the future. For me, it's to settle down, buy a beautiful house, and make a beautiful family with my life partner. But right now, that's none of my business. It's none of my business who that life partner is yet, right now. I can only focus on the present moment and doing things to make me the best version of myself and healed version, so that when I do meet them, it is again the best version of myself. So this actually is a part of the reason why I went to Barnes& and Noble when I was having my channeled reading, because like I always say, your therapist needs a therapist. For me, I'm your psychic bestie, but I need a psychic, and my besties are also psychic. So literally, we're all just mirrors of each other. And it's really nice for me as a psychic to sit back. Ooh, and I just saw one of my clients reached out to me, and I just saw she booked a session. So I just want to say I'm so grateful for all of you that you are supporting my business, and just it's a ripple effect. I'm also supporting my mentor, and I still go to her just like a therapist needs a therapist. I love sessions as well. So, this is your invitation to book with me. It makes me so happy, and I can't wait to meet you one on one. And I can't wait to see you again. A lot of you listening are my clients already from TikTok or wherever you found me. So, thank you so much. There's so much love surrounding us in this community. But back to the book. So the reason I went to Barnes& and Noble, which I have not gone since probably 2015, when I bought my little sister a cookbook from a YouTuber. And I can remember going in and having to find it. And then before that, my mom, when I was little, would bring me to the Storytime for little kids, and I have memories of that. I can remember the songs that we were singing, the teacher. That is the last time I went in for myself when I was little, 20 years ago. So yesterday I walked into the bookstore because during my channeled reading, my mentor was sharing that I will meet my husband in so many different ways. There are potential ways that I can meet him. She was seeing me in a coffee shop, which I don't drink coffee. She said, I can see you bumping into him and meeting in a bookstore. And I laughed out loud and I said, well, my bookstore right now is Amazon, so I have to change that. And plot twist, I did not meet my husband yesterday, but I felt so safe walking around Barnes& and Noble. Just the environment, the people there, I literally felt so safe. So I walked away with 5 books and a new Barnes& and Noble membership. And honestly, it was a deal. If you like reading, it was $35 for a whole year, 10% off every purchase. Then they have some type of promotion where I think it's when you spend $100, you get a free book or something. I don't know that one, but I'm already at 8 out of 10. And then what else? Free shipping. So if you're a reader, maybe you're not a reader yet, start going and get the $35 membership. It will pay for itself once I get all these discounts. Okay, so I went on that whole long story short to say that she gave me 5 different ways that I could meet him, and that's not the limit. If you are meant to meet someone where you're meant to have an opportunity, which I'm also thinking in the future, me and him will be listening to this and be like, oh my God, we actually met. My sister was saying, why don't you sit in the coffee shop in Barnes& and Noble? I don't drink coffee. But who knows? I have to just let it be organic. It's none of my business right now. I left feeling so empowered because I walked in not knowing what to expect. The last time I went, I was 5 for myself, and I sat in the corner with Storytimes singing songs about a frog on a log. So this time I went in, and honestly, it was a little overwhelming, a lot overwhelming actually, because there's no labels. Besides the genres, it's just hundreds of books. It's like a college bookstore on steroids. So I found the romance section and I picked up at least 100 books, just curious looking at them. And you can't see the cover, and I love looking at the cover, so I had to take them off the shelf to look. And then when I was staying there, I was like, I don't think my husband will be in the romance section. So anyway, I did take a little lap around the store, not gonna lie. In all seriousness, when you have something that you want, think about what you want for your future. And I'm about to talk about the book Spirit Babies. And I know one of my clients really, really, really is trying right now. And all this client wants is her spirit baby to come earthside. So I know that this topic is very fragile, and I see you. I cannot even imagine what some of you are going through right now, no matter what that is that you want. It's hard when you see other people getting it. You see other people living the dream life that you want. And no matter how much we manifest, we're still human. We're just people living this human experience. So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, if you're feeling lost, or you just feel hopeless in some way, that is normal. You're not alone. At the same time, you are lucky because something else that I have been talking about is duality. That we need to have 2 different things, like night and day. Because when it is nighttime, maybe you love the sun. When the sun comes out and you can go outside and you hear the birds chirping, that makes you more excited. Because if it was 24/7 sunlight, that would be exhausting. The same if it was always dark out. If it's always dark, that's just not healthy. We need to have a balance and have both night and day. So apply that with anything. You need people that you come across that have different morals than you, because when you meet them, you'll realize, wow, I really appreciate my values and I really appreciate who I am. Or maybe apply that with how you grew up. You might meet someone and their family dynamic is so different, and you say, oh, I really feel comfortable in the family that I chose to come onto earth with. So I hope that helps your perspective, even though you're going through a hard time right now, or you're craving whatever it is that you want. Just know that if you got everything you wanted right away, they're even making me feel like spoiled brats, little kids that just get whatever they want. If they cry for their iPad and someone hands it to them. Anyway, we are not those kids. You don't want to be spoiled. You want everything to come how it's supposed to in divine timing, and it will happen even better than you could even imagine. So the title of this episode is How Am I Preparing for Motherhood as a Single Woman Right Now? And I didn't actually write the title yet, so maybe it's a little bit different, but that's the gist of what I want this episode to be about. I read this beautiful book, Spirit Babies, and it just was so special reading about how our soul chose to come here. We all have different past lives that we had before we came here this lifetime, and maybe the people in your past lives, you had to come back and you might still be healing something that you had to work on in many lifetimes. I'm just here to validate that you are so valid. You are normal. It would not be fun if we were all quote unquote normal. Like, we all have to be weird in our own way. We're not meant to all be the same exact person. Again, we need to have a balance of all different types of people, or else it would be so boring. Right now, if you could put your hands on your heart, or maybe give yourself a big hug, squeeze yourself, your skin, and honestly, if you haven't had a hug in a long time, maybe you don't like hugging other people, this is perfect because you can hug your own energy, give back love to yourself. But what your spirit team is saying is that they want you to close your eyes if you can right now and just think to yourself about things that you're proud of. And it's about to say 111, 1111, which is good luck. Say to yourself, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that everything works out in my favor. I'm so lucky that everything is divine timing. I'm so lucky that people don't think the same way as me. Because the way that I think is so beautiful. I wouldn't want everyone to think the same way because that would be so freaking boring. I am magical. Tell yourself that right now. Squeeze your arms or rub your heart right now and just remind yourself how beautiful your soul is. You chose to come here and go through these challenges. And that's the beautiful part, that there always is a rainbow. And I'm even thinking of my client right now that wants to meet her spirit babies. I met a girl orb and a boy spirit orb that has been circling around her and her family. And right now they're bringing my attention to the cover, and I said a rainbow will be coming, and that is the rainbow baby. So just know, all of you listening, no matter what the dream is, if it's a family, future house, a new job, whatever that is for you, you have to have hope. Because if you lose hope, what your angels are saying right now is it won't actually happen then. If you say, it's okay if I don't XYZ, you're telling the universe that you'll be okay if it doesn't happen. But that is not the energy we're going into 2026 and the rest of our lives with. You need to speak out loud, say it loud and proud, what you want, and tell the universe, I am ready. If you actually are ready, tell the universe, I am ready for, and now fill in the blank. Say it right now. You are so ready. You are ready for the next step. You're ready to level up. This is what this whole collective is doing. We're leveling up. The highest version of you is already inside your body. You are just hugging her or hugging him. You are the highest version and you are protected. Think about your angels surrounding you right now. They're giving you a big hug. Even if you don't want it, they are hugging you. I think this collective might not like touch. A few times they're making me feel hesitant to say hugging yourself, but just know that your angels are giving you the kisses, love. The chills are real. Now, a cool story that happened about 2 weeks ago now. I was at a fair with all different vendors, and I was actually supporting one of my family members, and at the table next to my family member, there was a table with all different children books, and then there was a stuffed animal and I think a blanket. So you could buy the book as a set with everything, or you could just buy the book or any of the things that they were selling at this table. And it's an author who wrote a children's book about Long Island and Fire Island, which is my life. It's where I was born and raised. I'm a Long Island girly. And I was standing there, and this is something that I do to prepare for my future kids. I picture my future with them. Oop, my mentor just texted me. That is crazy. And you guys, I never look at my phone, but for some reason, Spirit wanted me to have my phone near me on this desk. 444 again, protection. So just know that there's so much love around you. Even me seeing my mentor's name pop up on my phone, just know you have so much around you that is so good. So many people, even if you don't see it or feel it right now, there's so much love surrounding you. Ooh, and I know why. Your angels are saying it's because of them. Specifically, if you want to have kids one day, these spirit babies are circling you. They are so present and they already scoped you out. They know that you will be their future mom or dad. So just know that your angel team includes the next generation. The next message for the highest version of ourselves is saying to invest in yourself. Whether this is something for your mind, body, or spirit. If I shared everything that I've been doing to invest in myself, and honestly, it could be free things like stepping outside, grounding, Last episode, I shared a funny story about a worm crawling across my foot while grounding. I'm not talking about that. I mean actually being calm and however that resonates for you. Whatever you do that makes you feel calm. Even if you do like coffee, going to Starbucks or going wherever you go for your coffee, they want you to invest in yourself. Mind, body, and spirit. So I'm posting this on Tuesday. It's the beginning of your week. Maybe if you're listening to this later in the week, a new beginning. You chose to put on this episode and set your future to the highest path. We have so many different paths that we can take. One friend even was saying that just by making a left, it changes your day. It changes the route that you take. If you make a right, it changes your day, your path, your timeline where you are throughout the day. Just know how powerful it is that when you make life choices, it is setting you up and your future family, or the family that you already have, up for success for the future. So the main thing that I did since recording this was getting the personal trainer, and I've had 4 sessions already. I love going. I even went with my best friend and we did the machines for weightlifting by ourselves. And it's so cool because I could hear my trainer's voice in my head as I was doing the exercises. Like if I didn't go all the way back, I could hear his voice say, make sure you go all the way back, or whatever he says, it was just coming through. So I think that's really cool that even though I invested for 2 sessions per week, when I went there on a different day, I was still getting the same benefit of having the trainer. Okay, so that would be confession 2 of how I'm preparing for motherhood. I did have another personal trainer that I didn't resonate with, so that's your sign that you can fire someone if you don't like them. And this was last year that I fired her. But that's not the point. The point is when I had my first call with her and I was setting the goals of what I wanted, I came right to the session and I explained that I want to be the best version of myself for motherhood and one day when I'm pregnant and have kids. So that was what I was saying last year. I have been saying that for a long time. I never made an episode about it, but on my other social media accounts, I've talked about how I have multiple autoimmune diseases. One of them is very rare. And when I was taking 10 medications every single day, it would pain me, no pun intended, because I was in so much pain. But it would pain me picking up the bottle and reading on it, do not take if you are pregnant, or ask a doctor if you are pregnant before taking. And I was thinking, I have to detox off of these before I get pregnant. So that is what kickstarted my whole holistic healing journey later in life, because I did heal my migraines with Reiki when I was younger. That's in episode 1. But I really changed my whole life, and now I'm on no medication for, I guess, coming up on 2 years. Maybe it's a year and a half right now. And that is such an accomplishment. So that is a way that I'm preparing for motherhood, is that I had to prepare my body. And this is for all of you. If you're preparing for a new job, you want to start that new job with the best, healthiest version of yourself, mind, body, spirit. I hope that even if you don't want to have kids one day, you can find inspiration from these stories and apply it to whatever your goal is, whatever your dream life is. You will get there if you start making these changes right now. Okay, the next confession is that I talked to, oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't finish the story about the book. Oh my God, okay. My confession is I talk to my kids in spirit. I love talking to them. They are so funny. And for the longest time, for years, I'm talking since I was younger, I knew what my daughter's name will be. And for years, I would talk to her, reference that name as her. And I didn't get to finish the story with the book, the children's book, right next to the table that I was standing at for a long time. I opened the book, and my grandma's birthday was on the train number. 914 was the train number in this book, this children's book that I opened up at this event that I was standing at. And I asked the woman who's the author, did you pick this number because it had meaning? And she smiled and said, no, I didn't pick that number. So I guess that in the process of making the book, an artist put that number in the book. I bought the book for my future kids, and she even wrote a cute message and said, for the future, she signed the book for me. And it was such a sweet moment. But in that moment, I was buying a gift for my future kids. I know I'll have 3, and then I'll definitely adopt after that. That's my next confession, is that I will buy gifts for them as well. That other time I did that was when I studied abroad in Italy. I bought a children's book all about Italy, and it was every place I went to in Italy in the book. And I can't wait to read that to my future kids when they're here. So that is a confession. Back to me talking to them. I always would connect with my first daughter. I know I'll have her first. And in the book, Spirit Babies, he mentions that it's kind of like a gate. They're in a line. So it makes sense if you only connect with the first one who is in line to come onto Earth. And then once I gave names to the other two, I've always had a name for my son. And once I started calling him that name, then I'm starting to channel him and feel his spirit. But really, the strongest spirit that communicates is the first one who is my daughter that will come here first. So I just want to give you that heads up that if you start meditating and trying to tune in after you read this book, it will give you all different meditations to do and tell you stories of how parents are able to communicate with their future kids. That is my advice, is that from my own experience, I feel so drawn to the first daughter, and now this book helped me realize that they're like standing in a straight line, and the first one is kind of at the gate ready to talk to us. But then I know that when that child's born, then the next one will step forward more and take that role of communicating a lot. So just know that's normal if you aren't connecting to multiple kids, even though you want to have more than one. Okay, Spirit is leading me down a different route. Another confession is that I've had to heal so many wounds in my body, specifically since Costa Rica, during Costa Rica, and after. Even before that, I had a back injury, and to me, that was my body telling me I need to ground, and they were like flashing red lights saying, I need to slow down and take care of my body. So, this is your sign too. No matter what your dream is, you have to take care of yourself. They always say on an airplane, if there's an emergency, take care of yourself first and then help the person next to you, like a child or someone that needs assistance. This is the same concept. You have to take care of yourself. And even if you have kids, you still have to do things that make your mind, body, and spirit shine and make you happy because it's a ripple effect. I want you to think of something right now that you'll do tomorrow or during this week that will make you happy. That is the best medicine. And I know they say laughter is the best medicine. No pun intended, but it really comes full circle that I'm not on any medications and I can heal my own body. I had to get in tune and look up different ways and research and know what is the best path for myself. So for my back, I had sciatica on one side and then it went on the other side. It was so painful. And cacao powder and the chiropractor made my healing process speed up. I'm so grateful for all different types of medicine, which could be from the earth. It doesn't have to be pharma. But just know that there are so many different ways you can heal. Even talking, they want us to express and talk and share our emotions, share your stories. I'm even picturing when you're struggling with something, your angels will naturally bring you to someone that you will mirror. So talk about how you're feeling because it will make the other person also feel heard and seen, and then they can share their experience. And it's such an energy exchange because then you're hearing what they're going through and you feel like, oh, I'm not alone. That's the next advice from your angel team. They are just saying that it's okay to be vulnerable. We can't hide and try to act perfect. I'm even thinking of my one client while talking about this whole book because I care so much about her and I can see how happy and how beautiful and blessed this family will feel. But what I'm hearing is that everyone is going through something that we can't always see. And on social media, I remember channeling this for her before, but on social media, it's a highlight reel. You're seeing so many people that are posting and they seem so happy, but everyone deep down has things that they're working on. Just like I mentioned, I'm working on healing so many things. I'm so happy, healthy right now, but it has taken weeks for me to deep dive and heal and talk about different things and write letters to people that I'll never talk to again in real life, but forgiving and learning how to forgive or let go. And I say all that to help you that I am a healer. I'm a practitioner and I help people heal every single day, but I'm also healing. And these past few weeks, I've spent so much time healing myself. so that way I could come and help you guys as well, because we're all in this together and we all signed up for Earth School to be here together. They're even making me feel like we're at lunch right now, we're just having girl chat. I know there's some guys listening to this, so you're included too. But we're literally just here for a human experience, and we are doing the best that we can, no matter what it is. You cannot go back and change things, but you can help heal the past by sending love, or even looking at someone who maybe they said something that upset you, they acted a certain way. The message coming through right now is to think about who hurt them. So, for example, in my healing sessions with my mentor, she brought this to my attention and she was saying they might have gone through what they did to me, and that's why they had this dark energy and they did the same thing. So instead of feeling negative towards them, send this energy that you're feeling that's icky and send it to where it came from. And maybe it didn't actually come from them, it came from someone before them. It's just a cycle, and you got hurt from one person, but just think, when we say to the universe, send this back, this feeling that doesn't resonate with me, I don't like it, send this back to who hurt them, where it came from. I hope that helps. I hope it hit a nerve somewhere. You're probably thinking, oh my God, she's saying things that I had to hear right now. And it's because your angels are the ones talking through me. I swear, I end this, I hit pause. I'm like, oh my God, they were so good. They said so much. And when I re listen to the episodes months, weeks later, I'll think, oh my God, that was so good. So I'm just laughing because it's them. I'm here to just be this channel, and I'm so happy that we're all here together in this community. Something else that came up in the book that I thought was so interesting is that the spirit baby can present as one gender so that you can feel connected to it, but then when they actually come here, they're a different gender. Like they pick a different gender. So, for example, the story in the book talks about a mom who only wanted a daughter and she connected with the daughter in spirit, but the spirit was able to change, like would step forward in dreams as a daughter. I say this because once we get something on Earthside, so for example, maybe you really want a daughter, but then you have a son, the message coming through, they want me to tell you, the person listening to this, that everything is so divine. And again, they're bringing me back to us acting like spoiled brats or little kids that just want things, want right now. The message is that we can't always get what we want, but in the long run, you won't imagine it being any other way, if that makes sense. So in the moment, it might hurt. You might feel disappointed if you don't get what you want right away. But the message is that later down the road, you'll say, thank God that didn't happen. And I know I recorded that 10 days ago, so the same message is coming through for this collective. You are so strong to get through the hard things because 10 days later, I'm saying the same exact thing. You will realize, oh my God, I am so lucky that all of that didn't happen. I thought that was going to be so amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then when you get what you actually deserve or something that's better, you'll be grateful that it happened that way. So this is a message for you that spirit is funny. They might be playing with your emotions a little bit. Your daughter in spirit might actually come out as a boy, and that's because everything is divine. I always tell my clients this when talking about spirit babies, and if they're struggling, is that my mom tried for 4 years and went to so many doctors, had procedures, did so much. My parents wanted me so bad. And the book actually talks a lot about when you lose a baby and just when it's not right. The spirit is the one that's making it not right. So, for example, if maybe the body is supposed to grow into a boy, but the spirit is actually a girl, you might have to try and get pregnant again. So, that was really powerful that the book is just sharing that the spirit babies are in control. They pick us. We can't pick who they are. And they pick you for a reason. They're picking you. And maybe you already have kids. They chose you. You chose your parents for a reason. Again, the babies in spirit are in the driver's seat. They're laughing right now. They're like, we're not even old enough to drive. But these beautiful, precious baby spirits maybe are putting you through this hard time now because they are meant to come at a specific time and meet certain friends, go to a specific school that year and graduate, just like me. I chose to make my parents wait 4 years, and this book made me feel so normal because my spirit deep down knew that I had to make them wait. and that they suffered. They had so much pain and loss waiting to meet me. But it made sense. I had to come out and be who I am right now and be my age at this time right now, surrounded by all these people. If I came 4 years earlier, it would have been so different. So, how am I preparing for motherhood? I'm expecting that I'm not in control. Again, it's none of our business right now what the future is. We just have to live in the moment and be who we are right now. Do I love talking to my babies in spirit? Yes, it is such a perk of being a psychic medium that I can do this. In the book, he shares so many different tools and ways that you, as someone who doesn't tune in every day, can tune in and talk to your angels. Okay, the next thing that was so cool from the book is that my mom struggled so much while pregnant with me, and in the beginning of the book, he explained that old souls really don't like being inside and trapped while they're in the womb. And I felt so heard and seen while reading that. I was like, oh my God, that's probably how I felt because I gave my mom such a hard time. Like, she was allergic to me. When she was pregnant, she was sick and allergic the whole time. And we laugh about it now, obviously. But it's because my soul didn't want to be there, if that makes sense. I couldn't wait to come out and be on Earth, which is kind of ironic because I've been working through this, that I need to be more grounded. And it's funny that I was trying to rush that process and get here. You're hearing me self-reflect in real time. I wished so hard when I was a baby to be Earthside and come out and not be trapped. And now that I'm here, I have to go through all these life lessons. I'm skipping to the end of the book. He shared such a beautiful exercise that no matter if you have a C-section or deliver naturally, the baby about 1 week before will start to disconnect from the spirit world. So even when you're pregnant, I can connect and get messages from the baby. By the end of the pregnancy, it's less and it's not as strong as before you get pregnant or in the beginning. So that was validating that he also shared that. But one way I'm preparing is that I could see my future, me and my husband, and he'll be helping me through such an incredible thing that women do. We are so freaking powerful. I'm so proud of the person that is listening to this. And even if you're a man, or if you have a partner that will give birth one day, I'm so proud of you that you will help them get through this. Even maybe it's a family member or a friend. Maybe you really don't want kids and you're just nosy, you want to know what this episode's about because your angel team sent you here. It's for a reason. But he explains how the other person in the room who isn't giving birth will be able to help during the birth, and spiritually how it's such a balance. Again, we need duality. We need one person that's going through this and the other person that's not. So that way one person isn't in severe pain while the other person is giving birth. Like, there's so many ways that we can look at this that we always need this balance. One thing that he was mentioning is a week before the baby is meant to come Earthside, which that means leave the spirit world, come onto Earth. The baby will start disconnecting from, let's say, heaven, but whatever you call that, where their spirits are circling around us. It will start to connect the baby world and come into our reality, which is Earthside physical. And then he was saying that when you're giving birth, there's this whole meditation. Honestly, you should all just read the book. But the meditation was so powerful, and it's to help the baby transition from the womb into the world. On that note, he was saying that when you're pregnant, when you're a mom, you are a portal. He called these beautiful, amazing moms the birth shaman. It's all about how the baby is sending a signal and you are helping spiritually transition your baby over into the real world, Earthside. He also mentioned how hormones, when you're more spiritual, you're more empathetic. You can maybe walk in a room and feel more energy or know things that other people don't know. There's so many labels for people, and they might say, you're so emotional, you get so upset, blah, blah, blah. Whatever that is for you. Whether you're psychic, or he's saying that pregnant women become so psychic. I'm here to validate a past, future, or present version of you who felt judged, because you shouldn't be judged. There is so much that we can talk about in this one episode, and I feel like this will need a part 2. But if you're interested, maybe you feel like you're psychic. Everyone can be. But if you're getting things or premonitions, feelings, if you need help navigating this, I would love to be your mentor and coach you. My link to book is always below. I'm an email away. We can talk about our options and meet for a free call to set up some type of coaching container. But just know that you are not alone. When I was younger, I had a sister that would constantly say how emotional I was. I was psychic. I was feeling people's energy that wasn't mine. And of course, I was crying because I had to release all this energy that was coming in. So, if there's anyone that can relate, it is me, your psychic bestie. Pregnant women are a portal, and I think this book will be so validating, even if you already had all of your kids or your child. I think read this book. If you're a man who will never have a child, read this book because it might help you understand why your spirit chose your parents. It might help you reflect on different ways of the spirit world and how we come here just for lessons. And it's so connected. It's so fun. It's so cool. I can talk about this for days. And I will for the rest of my life. So I'm glad that you're along for the ride. Thank you so much for being here. I definitely need a part two to this book. There are, let me check how many pages. Okay, 237. And I feel like that number might be important for you. February or 23, March 37, maybe 7-3. However, those numbers, July, March, February. Your angel wanted me to say 237. Again, I'm sending you so much love from them. To end this episode, hug your body one more time and tell yourself, I am so proud of you. You can add any affirmation right now. Tell yourself whatever you need to hear. And later, you can even write down on a piece of paper or journal. Write on a notes app. My advice is always to jot down things. We won't remember every single exciting thing that happens. Start writing things down and you'll realize, oh my God, I really do know things are happening right before it actually happens. I know all of these different things where synchronicities will happen. Someone will say someone's name and you are just thinking about them. You are psychic. We all are. It's all about unlocking your gifts and abilities. So I'm here for you. I can't wait for you to join a Zoom call with me so I can meet you one on one. And the session is always healing, however, it is meant for you. I always tell my clients this session is for you. So I'll meet you wherever you need healing. I'm so excited to meet you, and I'm so happy that you listened to this episode. I feel honored that I am on your phone or your car somehow and you're listening to this. Thank you so much for being in this Tricia Heals community. You can find me on TikTok, Tricia.Heals1, and I will go live. You have plenty of opportunities to get channeled messages for free, but also paid reading, so definitely check me out on TikTok. My Calendly link is below, but you can Google Tricia Heals and find my link tree. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Tricia.Heals. And I'm so happy that you're my bestie. I'm sending you so much love. This will be the best day of your life, and then you'll have the best week, the best month, the best year, and the best life. Just know that all of your angels are protecting you. What is meant for you will never miss you. Say that in your head a few times. What is meant for me will never miss me. And I'll tell you one more time. What is meant for you will never miss you. So if something is disappointing you right now, if you really wanted something and it's not working out, just know that the highest version of something that is meant for you will never miss you. So that means it's not it. If it's not working out, there's something so much better coming your way. Ugh, I love you guys. I could talk to you forever. You're the best. I love you. Have the best week ever. I can't wait to talk to you next Tuesday and catch up. Okay, have the best day, the best week, the best month, the best year, the best life. I love you, besties. My name is Tricia Heals, and you're listening to your Psychic Bestie Hotline. Love you, besties. Bye. Mwah.